The first thing we note is that greed and materialism blinds us to their presence in our life. For instance, when I said the title of this sermon, The Blinding Power of Greed, most of you in this room thought this sermon doesn't apply to me. Most of you in this room got a little bored. This isn't me. This isn't for me. Or some of you got nervous because you're afraid I might convince you by the end of the sermon it is about you, and you don't want to know if it's about you. So we're either unconsciously blind or we live life willfully blind to the presence of greed, covetousness, and materialism in our life. There is a premise here that I think we often miss when we read this text. In verse 15, Jesus said to the man asking the question, "Take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." What's the underlying assumption Jesus is making when he exhorts the man to beware and be on your guard? The assumption is it might be present and you don't know it. Intrinsic to the nature of greed and the nature of covetousness and the nature of materialism is that it can be present and you not know it's there. That's why he says, watch out. Be on your guard. Now you might say, well, what do you mean by that? Here's what I mean. Think about it this way. Jesus never once said, be on your guard. Watch out for adultery. Never once. Is that because adultery isn't as damaging as greed? No. Is that because adultery isn't as destructive as greed? No. Why did he never issue a warning to watch out and be on your guard against committing adultery? Here's why. Because you know when you're committing adultery. Right? I mean, nobody gets halfway through adultery and goes, you're not my wife. Right? But you can be greedy and never know it.